It's another beautiful Friday, and the weekend is upon us. Thank God it's Friday. Yep. Same way, the latest episode from the Emotional Circle of Intelligence is also upon us this beautiful weekend. All right, so I would like to welcome all our listeners from whichever part of the world that you're tuning in right now for the latest episode from the ECI podcast. Hey ECI family, how y'all doing? Alright, it's good to be back, and we're back with something interesting for today. But before we go on, I'd like to say, if you're a first time listener, this is the ECI podcast, and I'm your humble host, DD. Well, you can also call me Timidayo, and I will be helping us become masters of our emotions in the simplest possible way. That's the primary objective of this podcast. That said, sometimes last week, or last episode rather, we talked about staying positive for your sanity, where we stressed on the importance of positive mindset towards maintaining a quality mental state of mind, because that will invariably translate into good health or productivity, or entirely how your well-being is. So when your mind is sane and sharp, your body would definitely pick the signals and replicate that. All right, if you missed that episode, please don't forget to you can catch up, all right, on all our streaming platforms: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, even YouTube, all right, and then Radio Public too, and of course Spotify, amongst all that. Okay, today, without further ado, we'll be doing more of a review, right? So we're talking about the rules of being human. Okay, it's an excerpt from the book by Dr. Carter Scott. She's a behavioral scientist. She developed the rules as far back as the early 70s, all right, when before she wrote a book titled If Life is a Game, all right, these are the rules. She's popularly known as the mother of coaching. As a matter of fact, she's also called the CEO's Guardian Angel because of her impeccable career in coaching CEOs across the globe. All right, so she wrote this book, and it's been translated into about 40 languages with over 5 million prints, copies sold across the globe. And then she highlighted um, the 10 rules of being human, which I'll be running through briefly, just to emphasize a little where the need be, but please just follow me. Okay, the rule number one, without further ado, is that you will receive a body. Pardon me. You will receive a body. That's the rule number one. Okay, you have to be proud of your body. All right. If you don't have a body, you're not human. You're just ghost. You're just walking aimlessly up and down looking for Utu. One of the first rules that makes you an human is the fact that you have a body. All right, and you have to be proud of your body. You either accept it or you don't. When you do, you live a happy life. When you don't, you live a sad life. It's as simple as that. Okay, no matter how much of reshaping, how much of recontouring, how much of surgeries, how many times you go under the nerves just to tune your body. Apologies to those who do, except in extreme cases where it is absolutely important. But if it's a matter of esteem, you're either going to accept your body or you're not. All right, the rule number two is you'll be presented with lessons. All right, life is full of lessons. Okay, every day we learn, every single day is an opportunity to learn. Okay, now the interesting thing is the lessons are specific, they are designed for you. Okay, there's no one rule fits all for it, right? They are very individualistic, and the earlier you come to terms with the fact that you keep learning in life, the better for you. This takes us to rule number three, that there are no mistakes in life. Okay, there are only lessons. I used to humorously say that I've never had excess in life. Okay, I've only had lessons to learn. All right, so If I trust you and you stab me in the back or you break my heart, it's not going to make me regret my decision. It's just going to make me be a better judge of character, right? It's going to help me to decide better, to know how to trust better, or to know who to hand my heart out to better. So don't live your life on regrets. See every mistake as a lesson to learn, so that you learn how to do things better. And this brings about personal development. You become wiser, you become more street smart, and you become more logical in your reasonings and in your decisions. Okay, so you also have to understand that you have to forgive and you have to have a lot of compassion. Right, that way you will live a how do I put it now, a guilt-free life. Okay, and then going to our lesson 4 for today is that this lesson is repeated until you learn. I remember several years ago, one aspiring governor said that it's people who fail that repeat classes. Okay, so unfortunately, in the story, in the journey of life, if you don't learn the lesson, a particular stage of your life is trying to teach you, you could be there for years and you won't move forward. You would be static, because you can't go to 200 level if you don't pass 100 level exams. All right, it may be harsh, but it's just the reality. So no matter what you want to be casual about it, you keep repeating these lessons if you don't learn them. All right, if you don't learn from them. Okay, and so rule number 5 is that learning doesn't end. I won't want to overstress that. It's as simple as it is. As long as you are living, you have to keep learning. The general balance says that learning ends the day you die. The day you stop learning is the day you start dying. All right, there is something to learn every new day. So you have to just surrender to the rhythm of life. Don't struggle against it. We'll keep teaching you things, and like I said earlier, the earlier you come to terms with it, the better for all of us, not just you now. And rule number 6 is maybe this is where AG Baby took his excerpt from, that the grass isn't really greener on the other side. All right, there is no better than here. That's just the truth. You are where you are part time because that is where you're meant to be. Okay, when you keep, there's something called the cost of choices. Maybe one of these days I'll talk about it. Where you start feeling like, oh, maybe if I'm there, or if I'm doing that now, it will be better. It will be no. There's nothing like that. Water where you are. Pour water, plant your grass, and watch it grow. Don't start living with the illusion of don't live your life with the illusion of something better is happening there. All right, no, you can't hinge your happiness on that. You can't do that to yourself. You just keep living a miserable life, looking for the next big win, looking for the next big gig to measure your happiness. And what does that do for you? It leaves you with a void that nothing can fill. So live in the moment, my darling. All right, live in the moment and enjoy it. Okay, rule number 7 is others are only mirrors of you. Again, I'll repeat that. Others are only mirrors of you. So the people you interact with daily only reflects back to you what you really are. So maybe sometimes you see those things you can't seem to tolerate. Maybe there are things you need to check about you, that needs review, that you need to work on. Okay, so you need to be more tolerant to people. You need to accept people for who they are. And one of the easiest way to do that is about self-awareness. You need to understand who you really are, what triggers your emotions. We've spoken about that severally here. So nobody is your project. People hardly change as adults. Okay, so don't go out looking for the next available project in human being that you have to change, that you have to work on. No, don't do that. Work on yourself. Okay, be the version of people you want to see, or be the kind of person you want to have surround you. Rule number 8 states that what you make out of your life is entirely up to you. That is to say, you are the architect of your future. If you treat your future with levity, you don't expect anything tangible to come out of that. Okay, you can be lazing around, you can't be cussing around, you can't be not prudent, and then you expect as success is never accidental. All right, you have all the tools, all the resources that you need. Forget, I know, yes, it's easy to say we had terrible backgrounds, our parents didn't do enough, the government is not helping, the system is messed up, so many excuses, my darling. But the interesting part is nobody really care about why you didn't fail, you didn't succeed. Right? Nobody really care about why you failed. People want to know that despite what you had to go through, you still pull through. All right. So have you ever seen a podcast titled Keys to Failure, or a book with that kind of hilarious title? No, you see keys to success. You see how to pull through or how to make it in the midst of hardship. You see all of these things. Your success story is entirely up to you. Your parents are responsible for that. Nobody is. Yes, many of us didn't get a head start in life, but we're working our way through, and so can you. We are all still trying to do that, and even those who got head start are still working their ass off to make sure that they make the best of it. So please, all right, don't let bitter memories clutter your mind. Okay, take responsibility for your life. You're absolutely responsible for it. Rule number 9 is your answers lie inside of you. Okay, trust your instinct, trust your innermost feelings. Right? Never doubt them. Sometimes they are the way your body is trying to tell you. They are the ways, rather, your body is trying to tell you what to do or what not to do. Sometimes subject them to logical reasoning, but always, always, always respect your instincts. Don't ignore them. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Okay. Finally, you forget all of this at birth. So all these narrows, you forget all of them, because the truth is, like the great philosopher said, the mind of the baby is like a tabula rasa. Okay, by tabula rasa, it means a clean slate. Nothing is there. So everything a child will become, from temperament to behavior to love language and all of that, will be deposited on that slate of the mind in the formative years. I mean, as far back as early as during the pregnancy. Okay, so most of all our early experiences, right? How we grew up. I think we have an episode on messed up from home, right? How our background have formed our perspective towards life, our emotions. They've labeled our emotions. So sometimes we can become doubtful, lack belief, lack self-belief, lack confidence as a result of what we were exposed to growing up, and that puts the onus on us. A lot of us are trying to rewrite our childhood. You can do that too, and it also puts the onus on us to make sure that we raise kids that will be self-aware, that would understand their emotions, that would have a lot of self-confidence, that would want to grow, okay, that would understand who they are for who they are, and would always strive to be better at what they do. All right, so I think that about just sums up the whole 10 rules of being human. Okay, if you can lay your hands on the book, if you need the e-copy, just holler at me, I'll send it to you. If you can lay your hands on the book, please do. Okay, these rules, if you break them, you won't live your best life. That's just the truth. Okay, you won't live your best life, so adhere to them. All right, one step at a time, because those are the things that actually make you human. That's what makes you different from other mammals. Alright, and on this note, I would like to draw the curtain on today's episode of the Emotional Circle of Intelligence. For our YouTube audience, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss any of our new episodes. And for all our listeners across the globe, thank you for tuning in again to the ECI podcast. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and make sure that even as you go about your duties or whatever you have to do this weekend or the partying, make sure you stay safe. Thank you.